Peace. We are back. Let's talk today about quantum physics. If you don't know what quantum physics is, it's not the same as physics. Physics is more of a measurement of an object, of the physical thing itself. Quantum physics is being able to realize that we are in this quantum field, which is usually the unseen realm of reality, right? It's made of molecules, atoms, electrons, protons, neutrons, which is what an atom is made out of. Protons and neutrons are basically the center of it, and then the electron is the outer aspect of it. So I'm in a space now where I don't care about anything else in my life, but really getting to the depths of quantum jumping first and foremost, understanding and knowing the quantum field and quantum physics, and then being able to jump timelines through quantum leaping. In this reality that we are in, and we've been taught this ever since that when we were born, went to school, our parents, is that everything is on a time, right? Which is what time is about. We wake up at 8 o'clock, we get to work by 9, whatever that timeline is for you, we are in a very time-structured reality. So we think that in order to get to the job, the love, the businesses that we like, that there is a timeline process in order to get there, which is why a lot of people give up, because they're focusing more on the human time than the actual quantum physics of the thing. I love my windows open, but I feel when I do a video, I want you guys to hear me clearly. So when we deal with the quantum physics aspects of things, we are able to take the end game, which is what we are really desiring out of our experiences, right? How, if I receive this, how is it going to make me feel? If I get this, I will be happier. If I receive this, I will know what love feels like. Get off of the counter. Thank you. So with quantum physics, you take the end game and you live the end in the beginning. All right? This is how you quantum jump. Your mind is going to create blockages and is creating blockages of your life because you're not able to fully comprehend that you are an electromagnetic being. We are in this quantum field together. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Our eyes are only going to be able to perceive a certain element of light that we are seeing, right? The more that you focus on something, it basically collapses and it becomes a solid form, all right? When you don't look at it, it's a scattered particles, molecules that are just kind of like floating like this. But when you focus your energy on it, it becomes solid. This is the most powerful form and the most powerful thing that you can do with concentrated thought. And you have to hold this space for as long as you can. So this isn't about writing your goals down. I mean, it's cute, all right? We writing your goals down. Let's journal our lives. Let's affirm what we want. Let's go to seminars. All of that shit is cute. But if you don't understand the quantum field that we are living in, not to say that that shit doesn't matter, it's just gonna take you a lot longer to get there. You have to be able to learn how to close the gap of thinking that you have to write your goals down and in 1 year, I wanna get to this goal. That is a human mentality. And what happens with that human mentality and that mental state, you also live in your mind, you live in your logic, which is going to keep you in a safe space. If there is something that you desire for yourself, you just have to do it. If there is something that you fear, you just have to do it. If there's something that you don't think you have the means to do it, just do it. You just have to start. because that is how you begin to close the gap between the here, the present moment, and your future self that you keep, what's the word I want to look at? You keep, there's a word for it. Damn it, I just had it in my head. You keep procrastinating with, right? When you understand that you are this electromagnetic being, all right? We are atoms. We are the protons. We are the neutrons. We are the electrons. You begin to look at things as waves, all right? Nothing is ever one direction. Nothing is ever linear. Everything is a waveform. Your thoughts are waves. Energy is a wave. When you throw something, if you throw a rock into the pond, and I tried to record it today because there were ducks in the pond in front of me, and they had this circular waveform that was just waving like this, but my iPhone, piece of shit, messed up. So I was like really wanting to share that with this video, because today my download was on the quantum field. Anyways, I guess it was just for me. It wasn't meant for me to share, so it is what it is. But visualize you throwing a rock, all right, into the pond, into the ocean, into the lake. And you see the water create a circular, all right, a circular motion, but then it also has the waves that's penetrating through it. Even if you see a frog, and he's making that noise, or he or she is making that noise with its mouth, you'll see that circle around it, and then it has the waveforms. That is our energy. That is what our electromagnetic fields and our thought forms look like. So you're sending out these waves of information. You're sending out these waves of yourself, telling, all right, yourself, not anybody else, telling yourself the experience that you want to currently experience. Where you are currently at is a belief system that you have about yourself. This is where the inner work comes in, all right? Again, this is not about having to heal anything. This is about just understanding how your consciousness works and how the quantum field around you is honoring your experience, and it's honoring your energy field. All right. So we have a chart. There's this chart of different hertz frequencies. Of course, on the lower spectrum of it, you're going to have your anger, you're going to have your depression, you're going to have anxiety, you're going to have all of those things on the lower spectrum. The higher spectrum of the hertz chart is love, gratitude, joy. So this is not about thinking that you have to always fake it till you make it, because your body and yourself is too intelligent to know that we're not always going to be on the higher spectrum of that chart. However, it's being able to realize when you are ebb and flowing, and then being able to know that when you're ebbing in the lower aspect of that chart, it's up to you to get yourself in that higher vibration and that higher frequency of yourself. All right. This is all you. This is not anybody else. This is all you. So I would highly recommend, if you haven't already, is to really look up some videos about quantum physics. Fuck everything else. I'm telling you, all right? You can either do it or not. Fuck the mediums, fuck the tarot card readers. Who else is out there? Therapists that constantly only want to talk about the past with you because that's how they make money off of your trauma. Family that always discourages you and tells you that you're crazy. Anything that you are looking for externally that is keeping you on a lower hertz, a lower frequency of yourself, let it go. Let it go. Stop depending on things outside of yourself. Study your energetic field. Study this electromagnetic, this Metatron's cube that you have surrounding you, and begin to know yourself. Know thyself is what this is about. You can read all the books that you want. You can go to all the seminars that you want. You can use all of the sage, all of the Palo Santo, all of the crystals. You can use all of those things, but anything that is external that you are depending on is not going to get you there faster. You have to understand the quantum field that we are living in. Not only that, you have to begin to live in the end. Whatever it is that you desire for yourself, however you see your future self, you have to feel that energy in the present moment. This is energy manipulation, all right? This is how you manipulate energy. when you live in the end, what you should start to do is think about a vision. Just take the moment right now and stop and take a deep breath in. Exhale, close your eyes, and visualize your future self. Why do you want to be there? What does it look like? What sense as far as smells, do you smell? Who's around you? What do they look like? What does your bank account look like? All of these things we think in this human form is about time, human time. But a quantum jump and a quantum leap is already being that vision in yourself now by feeling what it feels like. You don't have to wait to go to Italy. You don't have to wait to go and travel to Bali. You don't have to wait to be the coach that you want to be. You are that already. You just have to align yourself to that frequency, which is a feeling, not staying up here, but feeling it and also living from your heart space. All right? Mind, heart, coherence. These both are connected. Consider your heart the mind, and consider your mind the heart. Transfer those two. You don't even have to start big. Start with something small and begin to practice knowing what it feels like to be living in the end, in the present moment. Stop writing goals down 5 months, 6 months from now, a year from now. You know why? Because the quantum field doesn't give a shit about that. Your human form gives a shit about that. The quantum field doesn't. Now, I'm not saying not write things down, because as you write, you're also focusing and you have concentrated thought. But stop looking at things as time. And when you do that, you're able to move things a lot faster. Now you're moving, as they say, at the speed of light. Light is waveforms. Life is speed. Light. So the more that you dwell in your light, all right, the more that you see your light as a waveform piercing through, the faster you're able to create things. Now, I didn't know years ago that I was already doing this, because how I live my life, which is why I went from California to Georgia. Georgia is where it started. And then from Georgia, I was like, oh my God, I want to do van life. This is going to be great. I literally bombarded my awareness in that reality by viewing other people's lives as my own. I would watch them. I seen them in their vans. And then I got this notion to move, right, to Tampa. And as soon as I moved, that is when my van showed up. Within months of me moving, literally within like 2 or 3 months, my van showed up here. Then I was living van life. I gave up everything. I let everything go. This is part of it, right? You have to be able to let things go. I know in this frequency, in this reality that we're currently in, everything is about your credit, everything. Yeah, if you want to live in just that reality, that everything is about your credit and you're only defined by your credit, then nothing's going to move for you because you're too focused on that. I let everything go. 2 cars, I had an apartment. I let all that shit get on my credit. All right. Now here we are in Florida. I let everything go, let it go on all on my credit, and I just lived my van life. So now here I am, 3 years later, lived van life for a while, and I sat back and I'm like, you know what? I want to settle down because now I want to work on my businesses. And when I'm on the road, I'm constantly driving, looking at new things. I didn't really have the capacity to just sit with myself to be able to build on my businesses. I have my notary business, I have my dispatching business, and I have my holistic business, and now I want to do my coaching business, right? So I have all of these things. So now I didn't sit back and think, well, that's not true. I did, because I was like, shit, all of my stuff is still on my credit, right? But then I was like, you know what? Because at the end of the day, we have these human thought forms, right? But I didn't allow that to consume me. I ended up going out. and finding something that I can do to begin to make money again. And then this place that I applied for ended up coming with an apartment that I got to choose out of their communities. I didn't have to pay an application fee. I didn't have to pay an admin fee. I didn't have to pay a deposit. They also didn't do a credit check. This came with the job. And that's how I got this apartment. So this is what quantum jumping looks like. Stop thinking that you can't make moves because of what society deems as you not being successful. This reality that we're in is a program. You have to make your own program because we're living in a multiverse. You already exist in many other parallels of this life. You just have to put yourself there. And you put yourself there energetically. All right? So, yeah. And then now I worked on my credit and my car's aren't on there anymore. All the accounts are closed and my apartment isn't on there. For some reason, it's just gone. I don't know what the hell happened, but when I go on my credit report, that's not there. And then my vehicles, those accounts are closed. Mind you, this is only 3 years later. How the hell that shit happened, I have no idea, but you think I'm complaining about it? No, because this is the reality I've set for myself. I'm not telling myself I can't do it. I'm not telling myself I'm not worthy. I'm not telling myself that, oh, maybe in a year, 2 years, 7 years from now, when this comes off of my credit, I'll be able to move forward. No, because you know why? I'm living in the end game. I'm living in the end of myself, and I'm working in this quantum field. What's next for me? Now I'm looking back like, okay, actually I'm looking forward like, what's next? What do I want to do next? I'm going to be still here for a minute, at least a year or so until I can get my app completely up and running. Oh, that was another thing. I'm working on my app, so, but then again, the speed of my app as well is all determined of the storyline that I'm telling myself. Again, as a reminder, because the video is about to be over, stop looking at your reality as a timeline within months, years, minutes. All right? The quantum field does not deal with that. The human form does. And this is why we've been taught at such a young age all of these programs to keep us away from our true power. So I highly recommend that you guys look up quantum physics, really get into the depths of it, and begin to work from that space. Forget everything else externally. Focus on you, your Metatron's cube that is surrounding you, your energetic field that needs to be cleansed and renewed because it's holding on to debris, and some of that debris is keeping you locked in or locked out. All right? Metatron's cube, quantum physics, and the 7 hermetic principles. When you begin to harness all of these as a collaboration, as yourself, not something that's external outside of you, your life is going to change and is going to move at the speed of light. We are stuck because our mind is trying to keep us safe because it's not used to this newness. All right? Our mind is like a rubber band. You have to expand it. You have to use it. You have to begin to tell it a new story. So yeah, this video, quantum physics, it's very powerful. Your journey is going to change. And if you guys need any assistance from me whatsoever, you can hit me up. My email address, it'll be in my description. And I'm gonna start doing my sessions. I think it's important for people to begin to, really honor their true state of being, and if I can be a vessel for that through my own experience, which you guys have seen on when you first started at my channel with me and to where I'm at now, or even when you started with me on my van life journey to where I'm at now, I'm making shit happen, and that's because I'm telling a new story and I'm living in a different frequency of myself. So I would love to share that with others who desire it and need it. So yeah, email address, my IG is in my description. And if you guys, need me, just hit me up and we can talk about it. All right, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share for those that need it. Peace.